Hello and good afternoon, everybody. I'm Heather, and we are coming to you live 5 times a day, Monday through Thursday, and twice on Fridays. We start at 9 a.m. on Monday through Thursday and go all the odd hours. So 9, 11, 1, 3, and 5. And then on Fridays, we are 9 and 11. Our times did just switch, so I'm like, I have to think about that again. So we've been having some fun today, and we have been getting a little, I would have to say, getting a little more specific in what we're talking about. But each and every time that we do come live, we do show the starter kit. We do talk about airbrushing and what you do when you first get the kit or you're new to airbrushing. So we're going to talk about that as well. So let's go ahead and look at one of our starter kits. This is the Icon starter kit, and it comes with makeup. All of our starter kits come with makeup, and this is the Icon. We also have the Icon Pro and the Legend, and all the instructions are about the same. So what I'm telling you for one, you can do for all of them. And it comes with the 2 large bottles of foundation, so you can color match. They're very similar in color, and so we all change shades throughout the year. And so this gives you a chance or the opportunity to have that perfect shade match 365 days a year. But when you first get this, think of your starter kit as your practice kit. We give you the big bottles because we want you to use it. You're going to mess up, and that's totally fine. But remember, the more you have that stylus in your hand, the more you're going to learn, the better you're going to be, and the more you're going to love it. And so it also does come with the 2 bottles of, 1 bottle of Love and 1 bottle of Blush. They're the smaller bottles because remember, with Luminous, you're using 10 times less makeup. And so with the blush, we're only going to use 2 drops at a time. And that's it, because our blush does bloom. And we're going to go over that today. And I want to show you how it does bloom and things that you can do to make that okay. All right. So when you first get started, let me get this little thingy up. We want you to do the following thing: is get it out of the box, plug it in, and start. And you're going to feel the air. Wherever the air is where the makeup's going to go. Now, no product is being released until you pull back on this trigger like this. So you can feel just the air. And that's practicing. So practicing with air, practicing with water. Once you get comfortable with your distance and that air, put water in there and then start pulling back on the trigger. And then you're going to see, you're going to see what I'm talking about, basically. And so you barely want any makeup coming out. This goes against everything you've been doing with traditional makeup. And so you barely want it to come out. Hello, Jeannie. Hello, Candy. Good to see you guys. Nice to see you. All right, so we're going to go over. I got me some coffee. The blush, because we do talk about the blush. We see the blush, but we've been mixing the blush with a lot of different things. And so I kind of want to talk about that. And, earlier today, if you want to go back and look at some of the other lives that we did skincare, we did eyebrows, we did lashes. And so if you are interested in any of those, you can always go back and watch those later. So now, ready. I'm going to get out some blushes and we're going to talk about them. Now, let me go over. Where are my blushes? There they are. These are the blushes that we have. We have Soft Rose. We have Tulip, Natural Blush, which we all love. And then we also have Apricot and Plum. Now, Plum is our bolder blush. And if you're lighter skin, you might look at that and go, nope, can't wear that. But you can, because of how airbrush makeup goes on. You just maybe only use 1 drop and not 2 drops, because you can spray that and airbrush that on in a very light way. Plum is one of my favorites. Plum is one of my favorites. I love using it as eyeshadow. and then blush. I mean, it's amazing. Now, we mix a lot of things with the blush. You can mix Love, which is in your starter kit. We've been mixing Pearl luminizers. The luminizers are really pretty in the starter kit. You can even mix foundation in your blush. If, let's say, you have Plum and you're like, I can never get it right, it's too dark, you can do a drop, maybe 2 drops of Plum and then a drop of your lightest foundation and mix that. That might help you be able to put that on in a way that will be light enough and be smooth enough to do that. Ooh, I don't know if I think I ran out of natural, or I would do it. Did I run out? Yeah, these are the peach. Let me move that guy. It might be since oh yeah, Jeannie. This is natural. It might be too shimmery, but we can try it for sure. I do want to show you real quick the blush and how it, when maybe you're like, what the heck does she mean it blooms? What does that mean? They are very pigmented. So I'm putting in several drops. Or no, hold on, I'm going to blow that out. Because I'm going to do just 2 drops, but I'm only going on this side, only doing one side. Okay. Ooh, I still have some pearl in there. I can see it. So I'm going to just run some Tip Top cleaner through real quick, because we've used pearl for so much. But Candy, I'll mix it and see. We can do it on my hand. Chances are it's going to be beautiful. And Jeannie's asking, she seems to be spraying low on her contour of her cheeks, and I can show you exactly where that's supposed to be. All right, now shaking up my Plum blush, and sometimes the BB gets stuck in there. Let me try this one. Okay, that was 2 drops. Yeah. So I have my 2 drops, and I'm only going right here. While we're waiting for this one to bloom, I'll mix natural and pearl together and see that. And then I'll show Jeannie where to go for the contour. So I'm only going to do this on one side. And just to give you an idea, I am doing my blush first because you can airbrush foundation on over it, and that's going to help blend that. So if you do get heavy-handed or what I call blush happy, then you'll still have a chance to blend it with the foundation. Now, at this point, I don't know if me personally, I probably would stop right here, because with the blush, you want to stop when it's almost perfect. Almost there. Because if you keep going till it's perfect, like right now, it's crazy. Okay, that was the 2 drops. And we're going to let that dry. And I'm going to look crazy. Now, there it is. Okay, so let me rinse this one out because this was Plum. Now we're going to mix natural blush, which is very natural looking, except it does have a little bit of a shimmer to it. It's very, very, very slight, but it's just a beautiful blush. It is beautiful mixed with other blushes, pretty much anything. All right, just cleaning this out. And then now, hey, Jacqueline, how are you? So this one is natural. And I'm going to I'll probably do 3 drops of natural, just because this one does not bloom as much, meaning it doesn't come out as much. And then I'm going to shake. And I'm going to take that bit off. And lightly. Bam, bam. Okay. Now I'm mixing that together. This might be a pretty eyeshadow, actually. I feel like I'm getting it everywhere. Okay. That's a one good thing. Like, you can put all your products in here, like everything you're going to, not all at once, but like I'm doing blush, and mix those together. And it mixes in there and you're not making a mess. All right. So now natural blush and pearl on this side. And I'll do it kind of, you know, like more than I normally would so you can see it. It is really pretty, but it's very shimmery. So that's why I think it would actually make a better eyeshadow than it would a blush. So let's do that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Can you see that? Jacqueline is loving the eyelashes. Thank you. Yeah, that is gorgeous. But you know what? It would be good, like kind of all over. I'm going to dry my eyes real quick. But yeah, that's a really pretty, I would use that as an eyeshadow, hands down, all the time. Full show. Full show. It's really gorgeous. Really gorgeous. Now, this is still, I mean, that is gorgeous. It's a little shiny, but I would still use that. I would probably put it on after foundation because it doesn't intensify like this one. I don't know if you guys can tell. Hold on, I'm gonna see if it's up all the way. It is bright. It's like red in the mirror. So that is super bright. Super duper. So yeah, that's crazy. All right, I'm gonna take this off. But when you hear me say blush blooms, or it, you know, it's high pigmented, that's what that means, is it does come up a little bit more. So what you're spraying, what you're seeing, and where you stop is not the end of it. It does come up a little bit more. All right. There we go. So I just took the blush off so I didn't look like a crazy person. And, you know, I like a softer blush. It depends. I mean, there's people that like more blush. I mean, that are, you know, blushaholics. They love their blush. And so that's what I love about Luminous, is that it's whatever you want it to be, which is pretty amazing. All right, let's go ahead, and I'm going to do some, let me clean this out real quick though. You know what? I might not. I'm going to put 2 drops of glow to give me some highlight underneath my eyes. I don't know if I had any more in there, but I had that natural blush and the pearl. I'm just going to leave that in there. And if I get a little luminosity underneath my eyes, I'm fine with that. So I'm going in just to highlight right there. And know that, you know, we have the compact blushes. Those are something you can even put on before airbrushing. You know, airbrushing is not going to cover every inch of your face. So you can use traditional makeup before airbrushing your foundation however you want. Now, let's go back to contouring, because I want to talk about that before I do the foundation. When you contour, think of it as kind of like a 3 or backwards 3 or an E. Bam. Okay. So you want a little bit of the temple. And then this one you can start towards like the middle of your ear and go towards the corner of your mouth, but stop at the apple of your eye, or not the apple, the iris, the color of your eye. Now, if you, Jeannie, if you're getting it too low, what you can do is take a palette and hold it right there, and that will help you, but you will get kind of a sharper edge and it won't be as smooth necessarily. I'll do that with the matte bronzer real quick to show you. Shaking it up. And some people like a more severe contour. It doesn't have to be severe. Like when you hear somebody talk about contour and highlight, don't just shut it off because you're like, no, I'm not doing that. I can't do that. Hold on, let me focus this in a little. Because you can contour and highlight with just 2 shades darker. It doesn't have to be the matte bronzer. It doesn't have to be that extreme. So you can go just a few shades darker than your tone, if that makes sense. All right. So I'm holding this just so I have, you don't get that overspray. But if you go back and you're feeling that air, then you know where to go. Okay. So I can put it here. And I felt it, but I'm going to keep going. That one's a little bit better, but you can see that line. So that can get you started, and then you can go in and kind of build up on that. And to be honest, mine isn't necessarily right in the middle of my ear. Mine's kind of up here a little bit. If you make a fish face, right there. I'm bringing it down just a little. Just like that. Okay? Keep stepping on the hose. Now, what should we mix with pearl now? I'm like, we mix everything with pearl. I'll do the natural blush, but I'll by itself. Ooh, scandalous. Let me do my foundation first. So I'm going to do Silk Shade 3. Need to get more silks. And then now, starting at one area, moving all the way around. And see how softer that is right there? Now, because I'm going to use the natural blush, but I already have contour on, when I go in, I'm going to do my blush a little bit higher. And with the natural blush, you can do more than just 2 drops. I'm going to come up a little bit more. Definitely overlap where that contour is. But you kind of play with this one because it won't bloom as much. But let's say I'm looking at this and I'm like, I need a little bit of pink. I need a little bit more. Guess what? I can add more. I'm going to do 1 drop. Of plum. I need to clean these lids. And I'm just going to hit the apples of my cheeks. And that just gave me a little bit more pink to it. So it doesn't have to, you don't have to mix them. You can do them separately because you don't have to mix them. But you can always change it up too. I mean, you guys hear me say, take a step back, look in the mirror. Because I think sometimes we get so focused on our eyes that we're doing or our cheeks that we're doing, and we don't look at the big picture. And so take a step back and look and say, okay, what do I need to tweak? Where do I need to change it? Do I need more color in my cheeks? Is that too neutral? Do it, you can kind of take a step back and reassess that. So, all right, guys, there we go. That is the 3 o'clock. We're going to be back. We'll be back for the 5:00. We'll be ready to go. All right. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.